Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's me, Passifloria here, and what we're doing today is we're doing another house build. Actually, it's been quite a long time since I did like a full house build, and I thought, why not just try out something way bigger than what I did last time, because last time I did quite a small, I believe 1 bedroom or like a 2 bedroom or something like that house. And it was way smaller, but I was just, you know what, like I'm feeling like a big old mansion. I'm feeling like doing something like more luxury and overall just give myself more of a challenge. So that's how I came up with the idea to basically look at another house plan for a house that is actually originally located in Florida. And yeah, so it has like a bit of sort of tropical feel, which I really like. And yeah, so that's kind of where that idea came from. And I basically found this really kind of intricate floor plan. It was like kind of confusing to build out because I was trying to like replicate it in game, of course, because I'm trying to like follow the floor plan. But it was so hard. You can see me like trying to figure it out because there was sort of this overhang and stuff like that situation there. And then when I tried to delete the floor, it deleted the whole floor of the whole second floor. So it took a while to figure it out, definitely. And then there was also like this really large sort of kind of like balcony terrace situation. Which is really cool. And yeah, overall this house definitely took a lot out of me. But yeah, so I feel like since I'm trying to get better at generally just building, and I feel like I've just like built way too many blocky houses, like way too many squares in my life, in my Sims career, that I felt like I really needed to do something that was more out there and more fun and just bigger and better. So yeah, that's why I really feel like this house was definitely a challenge. And I mean, honestly, the finished result of this house that you're gonna see it's actually one of my favorite houses that I've ever done, if not my favorite. But yeah, so here you can see me still messing around with the whole floor plan and everything like that. As I said, the whole roofing situation, the flooring situation, all of that. It was kind of confusing because, yeah, I don't know. I don't have a lot of experience in like really large house buildings, so that's why I hope you guys just, you know, just trust the process. But yeah, anyways, so I'll be doing this for a while here in the video, but I guess I'm just going to tell you guys more about the kind of idea I had for the house and the general colors and all of that. So of course outside I wanted to do more of a tropical feel, so you'll be seeing that I will basically be doing more like just a lot of like bushes and a lot of just greenery and like flowers here and there. And I just really wanted to make it look like almost like an oasis, you know, because it is built in this like in the middle of the desert, literally. So I also put down the grass and just kind of wanted to make it look all very green and luscious. And also you'll be able to see me putting in a very interestingly shaped pool, which is really cool as well. And yeah, so that was the kind of idea outside, just make it very luscious and just like really perfect for a family, and also if people want to hang out, like friends and other family members want to come over, it would just be like the ultimate hangout backyard space. And then for the inside, initially I had no idea. When I was going into this, I had no idea what I was gonna do. I had no idea about the colors or really anything, to be honest. But then I thought to make it look very sophisticated and very kind of black and white with a pop of blue. It's like one of my favorite combinations to do, like black, white, and pink, or black, white, and blue. I feel like in the apartment build that I did a bit ago, I did sort of like a pink with white and a bit of black. But here I just thought, like, I don't know why, I just felt like the blue and like there's a couple of different shades of blue with the black and white and a bit of gray would just be so nice. So that's why I decided to go for that. And yeah, so you can still see me messing around with the house here. It definitely took quite a long time, probably way longer than it ever should take for a normal person. But yeah, and also I actually had kind of like problems with I'm not even sure what it's called, but it's like the kind of like molding, not really molding, but like the little trim that goes around the roof, and like you can see like the black kind of trim. That's what I'm talking about. It was going inside as well, and then I could not figure out why I was doing that, so I had to kind of keep messing around with the rooms until I figured out how to fix it. So that was kind of a challenge and a half, but yeah. And then you can also see me just adding a few other touches, and I got into finally painting the walls and adding the whole exterior paint. And I was trying to again follow the reference photo of the actual house, just because I wanted to make it as similar to the actual picture as I could, although there are a couple of differences for the backyard, of course, and a couple of differences outside as well. But for the inside, it was a little bit different. It was still kind of similar in the way that the actual real life house also used kind of like not too many bright colors. It's kind of stuck to like grays and whites and stuff like that. So in that way it was similar, but I feel like in the actual real life house they didn't have any blue, so that was kind of like my own addition. But yeah, so basically I just kind of like working on the exterior right now. But to tell a little bit more about the inside, so the colors that I chose again, as I said, was the white, gray, black, and blue. And the style was kind of, I was trying to make it look sort of modern, but then again, still kind of keep it like not too cold looking, if you know what I mean. I still want it to be very welcoming, very like, just like have it look like a family home and stuff like that. But I still kind of try to not clutter it up too much, as if you may know, I love cluttering up my houses. It's like I'm always just adding a bunch of clutter in the kitchen and just literally everywhere. But in this house, I actually kind of toned down the clutter quite a lot. So you'll also be seeing that quite shortly, I guess, as well. I also had some really amazing like chandeliers that I've shown in my previous CC Finds videos. And in those ones, I showed like really beautiful crystal-y chandeliers, and so I'm just using literally all of them in this house. I wanted to make it look like luxury, and like these people have money. Like I feel like if you're able to afford a house like this, you probably have money to like spend on crystal-y chandeliers. So I was just like, you know what, put it all in there. But yeah, and then actually shortly I think I'm going to be able to get into the actual landscaping and everything, because right now I'm just adding in all the windows. I'm kind of going around. I'm trying to see from the reference photos where the actual windows are supposed to be, which was kind of tricky because I didn't get a lot of reference photos of the house in like real life. So I had to go off of the blueprint kind of layout to see where the actual like windows are supposed to be, sort of. But yeah, so here you can kind of see me going into the like landscaping finally. I'm just adding a few terrain paints and stuff like that. And then actually there was like in the reference photo of the real life house, there was this like really weird looking tree. It almost just looked like it's a really weird tree, and maybe it's some sort of type of tree that's like rare or whatever, because I've never seen a tree like that. But it was almost like it was like several trees mushed together to explain it, I guess. So I kind of took several trees and I literally just smushed them together, and that was the closest it was gonna get to that one, because I did not have a tree like that in my game. And then basically in the whole backyard area, most of the area was tiled because of the pool, I guess, and just because they had like a lot of like seating and stuff like that also in the backyard, so that's why. So I had to like figure out the shape, because again, the pool and the whole backyard shape is very weird to say the least. So that's why I had to figure that out, and just like the tiles may look a little bit weird before there is anything put in. And then I started messing around with the pool, which you can see also is a really weird shape. So yeah, I was trying to figure it out. Again, follow the kind of blueprints, and you can see me messing up several times because I could not figure out the actual shape of it. But yeah, and then I felt like it was just like kind of weird, so I almost wanted to add like those like triangle shaped pool bits to make it look a little bit more like, I don't know, just to like clean it up a bit. But then I felt like that still looked a little bit weird. So then I made the pool a little bit bigger and kind of made it so that the tiles don't exactly go all around the pool. So like in some parts of the pool, the bushes are going to be going right up to the pool. And then I moved to sort of this hot tub thing. And my options were either to put an actual hot tub or to kind of like put another pool and then do like a foundation, like a raised foundation, and then put the pool in there so it kind of looks like a separate hot tub in a way, which is what I actually ended up going with. And then I added these stairs so the Sims could sort of get up there, but I'm actually not sure if Sims would be able to use that specific sort of hot tub, because I think the stairs are supposed to go a bit more backwards, and then there's supposed to be like another thing of foundation, and then only then you could have the pool for them to be able to get in. So I'm not sure if that would be exactly functional, but it's there. And I mean, if it doesn't work, it's there for looks, and the Sims can still use the pool either way. So I guess that's not too big of an issue. And then when I did the pool, I jumped back to the front of the house because I really just like, I always jump back and forth because I kind of get just like, I was just like overdoing the pool. So I was like, nope, I need to take a break from that. And so I got into the front of the house. I wanted to follow sort of the actual pictures of the real life house and the way that the front of the house was landscaped in a way. So I kind of tried to keep it very similar. However, there's some parts that are a bit different just because either I didn't have the correct bushes or foliage for that or whatever it might be, but I tried to like do it as similar as possible. And yeah, so then there's also those palm trees, and honestly, I love palm trees. I really want to do more like tropical sort of looking houses and stuff like that. I actually unfortunately don't have Sulani. If I ever get that expansion pack and am able to get Sulani as one of my worlds as well, I will definitely do some builds there because I feel like that would be like the ultimate spot to do like really tropical looking houses. But yeah, so then I think I finished for the most part the front of the house. So then I moved into the back of the house. And yeah, I also just wanted to add a bit of like dirt around those tiles right there to kind of make them look like they were actually just freshly placed there. And like you still see like some of the dirt kind of around, and also added like dirt under the trees just to kind of like add a bit of realism to it, I guess. And yeah, so I added more bushes to the palm trees, and I actually love those custom content palm trees just because they're kind of like leaning over, and they're not so like exactly perfect, like they're not standing up perfectly, you know, at a perfect angle. So I really like that. And then also I actually there was sort of this deck situation over the pool. And at first I was like, I wasn't sure if I was actually gonna do it, but then I was like, okay, let's just try it. And then I added it and I actually really like it. And I guess the idea is that the Sims would be able to kind of just jump into the pool from there. Of course, that's not how it works in the game, but Sims can actually still step up on the deck. Because I did add that one little step over there, which you can't really see right now, but I added that step there so Sims can sort of just go on, which is kind of a cool touch, I guess. And I've actually never done something like that, so I actually had to look up a tutorial on how to do it, because again, this girl is not a builder, so yeah. But yeah, so I did that, and then I wanted to add kind of like a general layout of the foliage, so I added these like longer sets of bushes, just to kind of outline everything. And then shortly you'll be able to see me kind of adding extra like additional bushes, additional little like flower bushes and stuff like that, to kind of make it look more full and make it look a little bit more nicer in a way. And then I decided to switch again and do something completely different. So then I got into the actual lighting of the pool for a short second there, and then I got to actually filling up the bushes that I already previously placed. So then for a short second as well, I also had these ideas to put like sort of like hanging almost vines, not exactly vines, but something like that, to again make it look a bit more tropical. But then it kind of gave me the vibes of looking a bit too overgrown, so I was like, no, scrap that, I'm not doing that one. And then we got back to actually filling up the bushes, as I said. So you could see me adding extra like little leafy thingy-majangers and some more flowery bushes and stuff like that, which look really nice. And I mean, I just love flowers. I would have literally made that whole outline of the pool out of just like flowers if I could. But I was like, okay, yeah, they don't really use a lot of flowery bushes and stuff like that in the actual house. So I was like, I need to tone it down and not go overboard with it. So I just added a little bit just to kind of spice things up a bit. But yeah, so I did that, and you could see me just kind of like, you know, add more stuff there. And then I moved on to more of like the side of the house, just to kind of finish that up a bit. And yeah, so basically you could just see me again, girls adding more like flowers all over, making it really finished and all of that. And then I got into adding the couch. So basically in the house plan specifically, they had like this kind of like L-shaped couch, and then they had like a fire pit. And even though that wasn't in the actual real life house pictures, I thought that that was still a really cool idea, and I wanted to do something like that. So I kind of had to place that couch that I feel like would probably be originally for the inside, but I just kind of placed it there because I was like, you know what, it looks really nice and I want to keep it. So I had that, and then I moved to another thing, something completely different, and I started lighting up the actual outside of the house. So yeah, you could see me adding that, adding more to the garage, like lighting and a little bit of lighting, just kind of following to the path to the front door, which I thought was really nice. And then I love doing something like that where I add those kind of tiny spotlights and I hide them in the bushes to kind of light up the bushes as well, because I feel like that makes them really like, it illuminates them and it looks really pretty in the night. So yeah, I just added a bunch of those. I went crazy with them. And then yeah, and then also I found out that when you put those spotlights, it kind of also lights up the side of the house almost. So that's something I also did because I thought that it looks really pretty with the kind of like lights also beaming a bit on the side of the house. So I did that. And then I moved back to kind of like adding more furniture to the outside. So I want to do this like slight conversation area almost, where the owners of the house could like have friends come over for a drink or something, you know, and maybe if it's like the summertime and it's really nice out, they could just chill there, maybe do a little bit of grilling. Just overall, just a really cute conversation area. And also in this other spot over here, I wanted to add like a dining spot, again, that they could just like sit outside and they could just dine. And yeah, so that was the main idea, and I changed the color of a couple more things and stuff like that. And then yeah, there were a couple of additional things I wanted to add, just, you know, a few last touches to the outside. Add like a trash can, add like a little post box, mailbox, post box, whatever you call it, and stuff like that, and like a car, you know, just kind of a few additional pieces. And yeah, shortly we're actually moving into the actual furnishing of the house, but before I do that, I also wanted to do this kind of like outside balcony terrace situation, and I wanted to add more seating up there, where people could like tan and do that little umbrella. I feel like I've used that umbrella definitely before, just because I don't know if I have any other ones in my game, and honestly I really like that one, so you know, I keep going with it. And yeah, so I did that, and then I also added like that kind of like overlay of 2 rugs, because I think that looks really pretty, and you can see me doing that a lot in my houses, just because I feel like it looks really effortless but still really cute. So that's that. And then we are finally moving into the actual furnishing of the house, and the first thing that I placed was that humongous chandelier. I actually sized it up by 1, and the idea was that because there was that kind of overhang, so pretty much that room had actually 2 floors, so you could kind of like see over. So I thought that doing that big old chandelier would look so amazing in there, so I kind of added that. And then I moved into the dining area. That's kind of like the more formal dining area and stuff like that, and I added another really pretty crystal-y chandelier just because it's apparently a new favorite of mine. And then I wanted to like put something on the table, but I didn't want to do too much, just because again I didn't want to clutter it up too much, which is not very like me, but I don't know, just wanted to switch things up a bit. And then yeah, so I was just looking for a couple of paintings that I could just put there, actually 1 painting, because again I wanted to keep it simple. And then I just did the floor, so I had to figure out which floor I was going to be doing for pretty much the whole house. And since I was going to do that kind of like black and white and blue, I didn't really want to do any like warm colored flooring. I wanted to do something a little bit more cooler, so I did this kind of like mid light to mid gray. And then I had one issue with the rugs. So with the rugs, the problem was that basically I wanted to get a rug that kind of almost fits that whole area size-wise, and I couldn't get one to fit because originally the rug would barely cover the legs of the chairs, and it looked weird. When I sized up the rug and stuff like that, it was just too big. So I had to like mess around with that and figure it out until I found one rug that actually worked. So that's great. And then I had this idea to take that sort of, I don't even know what it is. It's like a ceiling thing that you can add. And then I kind of lined out the whole dining area. And in the pictures, when you see at the end of this video, it looks very cool. So I really like that a lot. But yeah, so now we're moving into the master bathroom, and this is probably the biggest bathroom I've ever done because this bathroom has everything in it. It has a bathtub, it has a huge shower, it has like his and her sinks, it has like a separate kind of toilet area, it has storage, it has like a his and hers walk-in closet. It's a bathroom Disneyland, I have to say. So yeah, here I am just like trying to figure out the wallpapers, the flooring, and everything like that, just because again I knew what kind of color palette I wanted to go for at this point, so I was just trying to follow it. And additionally, one more thing that I decided was to do the hardware pieces, like the sink, like the actual faucet, and a couple of other things in gold. So yeah, and so I did that. And then I wanted to do really cool mirrors, so I kind of took these ones that have a really cool sort of shape. So I did the toilets, I did the bathtub. Actually, I have to say I really like that bathtub that I did there. It's one of my favorite bathtubs. I feel like I put a lot of my favorites into this house just because I wanted to make it just as nice as possible and really dress it up. So I really like that one. And then for a short second there, you could see me add a counter that had really pretty marble on top, and I literally would have gone for it if if it would kind of like mesh better, because it didn't really mesh. So if you put like several of them next to each other, the pattern didn't go together very well, which is one problem. And it was like it made me so sad. I mean, it didn't really, but I would have loved to use that because I thought it looked so luxurious and so pretty, and it literally matched the whole theme so well. But yeah, it just wasn't the best type of counter ever. So maybe if it would be fixed, it would have been amazing, but yeah. And then I wanted to add a bit more clutter to the bathroom, because even if I said I wouldn't add any clutter in there, I still wanted to add some. I just could not pass up doing some clutter, because you have to add some clutter. I mean, I'm just justifying myself at this point, but yeah, I wanted to add some in there. And add some like towels, maybe add some extra like shower gels and whatnot and stuff like that, and put some stuff on the walls and all of the good stuff. So yeah, and then I moved into the actual closet. So one that is the bigger one on the right is the closet for the lady, and then the other one is for her partner, probably the one that doesn't have as many clothes and doesn't care too much about that, so they get the smaller closet. And yeah, so I wanted to do kind of like a shoe shelf there, but then I realized that the shoes that I have, they just wouldn't work there, so I just kind of like gave up on that idea, and I just added like a really nice looking chair. And then for like the bigger walk-in closet, I added this whole shoe shelf with a lot of heels, and those really long heels that look really cool. Would love to have those, but would definitely not pull them off. And then I added like a couple of other things in the bathroom, and I think I'm pretty much done. Although I think I do still go back to the bathroom for a couple of times just to add a couple of things, just because again, I go back and forth because I find something that I feel like is gonna look great, and then I'm like, okay, let's put that in the other room, and then let's put something else in another room, and I just jump back and forth. So yeah, if you watch my builds and like my decorating videos, you definitely already know this. But yeah, and then I hopped up to the second floor for a second there because I was trying to figure out the layout of there. So yeah, and then I was trying to figure out the stairs. So I placed those stairs and I kind of turned them so just so it works with the space, because if I would have had them like regularly like straight and they wouldn't be like angled, then it wouldn't work with the house. And also in their actual real life house, they also had like those angled kind of stairs. And then you could see me going into the master bedroom now, and I love those wall lights you can see there. I mean, look at those, they're gorgeous. I've definitely featured them in some CC finds, so yeah. But one thing I have to add, all of the CC, or well actually like most of the CC that I actually was able to find, the links for will be all down in the description. You just have to click on the link that I have in the description, and it's gonna bring you to the Google Docs file, and all of the stuff that I was able to find there will be linked. So you can just, you know, download it and get the house on the gallery that is already posted under Passifloriasam. And yeah, so you can actually play with this house yourself, because I wanted to share this house because I actually really love it. But yeah, anyways, so I added the bed, and I added this really large rug, and then sort of this like conversation area, because this room was really long, so I wanted to do something there because it just felt like there was too big of a gap. Like it just felt like there was nothing going on there. So I wanted to add those two chairs that again add the pop of blue, add a few pillows and stuff like that. And then on the side tables, I wanted to add a couple of like decorations, a bit of clutter, just because normally on side tables I would just literally just put a lamp, but since I have already those wall lights there, I felt like it would just look too weird, so I just did that. And then I also decided to do, because originally I had like the pop of blue, like kind of like highlight wall, and then I had everything else was just white, but then I changed the white walls to completely black walls just to kind of like make it look more luxurious, because I don't know, I feel like just like really dark interiors a lot of the times, not always, but a lot of the times they look really like luxurious. I don't know why. That might just be me, but I feel like it looks like that. And then I had this really cool idea to just do like a window over there. We can see that kind of looks into the garage from the inside of the house, just because they have a lot of like really like expensive cars, luxury cars and all of that. So I just thought that they would want to look at them because, you know, if you pay so much on a car, you probably want to look at it a lot. You probably should look at it a lot because you put a lot of money in it. But yeah, so then I did that and I realized that I don't have a lot of garagey things. That's probably some CC I should have gotten, I didn't get. So I literally just put the cars and I put also some like tires, I guess, in the corner and stuff like that. But you'll be able to see me making a few changes to the garage a little bit later in this video. So yeah, now we're going into the kitchen, and I kind of had to work around that arch that was there that was going into like the pantry area and a garage area and whatnot. So I kind of had to place the kitchen a bit around there, which was something to deal with. And then I did that island just because I thought that like it really needed an island because there was just, again, a really large gap there. So I felt like an island would be like the perfect thing there. And then I was trying to figure out the colors of how I would do them. And what I decided was that the actual cabinets would be like that really dark navy color, but then the counters would be black with like a marble top. So I felt like that is a really nice combo and I'm pretty happy with that. And then I really wanted to add a stove with an oven, also more to the island area, just because I actually really like that. That's one of my favorite things. Like in my dream house, I feel like I would also have like an island that has a stove there at the island. So I don't know why. I feel like it looks really nice. And then I also wanted to add that kind of like stove hood or whatever it's called, like a microwave, add a nice Meg coffee machine, and like a dishwasher. And I actually don't think I've ever added a dishwasher in any of my houses or apartments, so that's something new. Because I think that actually comes with Dine Out, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think. And yeah, so I wanted to add that in there because I thought it would be helpful. And now that I live alone, I feel like I miss having a dishwasher. Back at home I had it, now I don't have it and I miss it. So just wanted to, you know, give the dishwasher its own moment. And then I had an idea to kind of add that really cool wall situation in the living room. I guess it's more of like a great room, but I'm European. It's a living room to me, honestly. So yeah, I wanted to add that. And then a little bit later, you'll be able to see me adding a really cool wallpaper to the back of that kind of like situation that I put there. And then I kind of went back to the kitchen, or actually I didn't go back to the kitchen. I had this idea to do like a black ceiling, but then you can kind of see because of the lighting, I think it wasn't exactly the same color, so I wasn't a fan of that and I took that off. And then I wanted to add some backsplash to the kitchen, which I was kind of messing around with because I wanted the backsplash to literally just be under the cabinets until the counters. I didn't want it to go above the cabinets, so I was kind of messing around with that, and I decided on one type of wallpaper, which actually I think eventually I ended up changing. So yeah, and then for a short second you were able to see that cool patterned sort of wallpaper I added in the great room / living room / whatever. And yeah, so I did that, and then I added a bit of clutter to the kitchen because I was like, I was fighting myself. I was like, no, I have to add some clutter to the kitchen because it just looks too bare. So I added a few things. I added like some books in the shelf. I added like a little pot on the stove, just kind of something that made it look like the owner of the house or whoever lives in the house would have set everything up to have like dinner. So there was like a soup there was some salad, I think there was like a bowl of blue cheese or whatever, and I just wanted to add that just to kind of make it look, again, a bit more lived in, just slightly, you know, because I just couldn't resist. So I added in that, and I added a couple more things in the shelves that are in the kitchen and stuff like that. But overall, it was way less than I usually add in a kitchen. And then I also kind of wanted to add on the actual counters there, sort of something that made it look like somebody was also cooking something. They were like chopping something and they had some other ingredients on there. But I might have actually eventually deleted that stuff off. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I did, so yeah. And then I jumped to another area just because I jumped back and forth, and here you can see me kind of adding, kind of extending the windows out a bit and adding extra storage right there and kind of just extending the garage. And the idea is that I did this because initially it was supposed to be kind of like a laundry room, but then I realized that I don't have the laundry room stuff. I don't have anything to add in there. I don't have any like sort of laundry room props or clutter or stuff like that, just because I don't have that stuff back, or I believe the stuff back. So I decided to take that room out as a whole and kind of just connect it to the garage and just basically extend the garage. So yeah, that was the idea. And then I was trying to figure out more rugs for the rooms, specifically the great room / living room. And then I got to the couches. So initially the plan was to do basically 2 couches, so one on one side, one on the other side, do the sort of coffee table in the middle. Eventually I'm actually going to change that out because I felt like it just didn't exactly look how I wanted it to look. So you'll be able to see me changing that out just because I change my mind a lot when I decorate. So that's another fun fact about me, so that's great. But yeah, then I was thinking maybe like change the color of the couch to like a different color, maybe like not do the white, do the black. Stuff like that. Then you can see me thinking about fireplaces, maybe adding that somewhere in there. So I hopped back to another spot, and then I had the great idea to actually look at the reference photo from the real life house and the way that they did that specific room. And the way that they did it was that they had sort of 2 couches in sort of like an L shape, and then in front of, on the like kind of right side, they had 2 different like kind of armchairs, and then they also had little poofs. So that was the idea to do, and so I basically just followed that idea and placed it that way. But I didn't do 2 poofs, I only did like 1 little poof situation, so that's that. And then I jumped back to the kitchen again for a little bit, and I changed a couple more things there. I took off the extra clutter on the counters just because I felt again that I was going too cluttery, and I added like a plant and added like soap and like dish soap or whatever it was. And then I was thinking maybe do some sort of like curtains or maybe some blinds or something like that for like all of the windows that are in the great room / living room. But then I was like, you know what? During the sunset times in the evening, the sun really nicely shines in, and I mean, I love how pretty that looks. So I was like, you know what, let's not block that, let's not do any kind of curtains there, just because I don't know why. I just feel like it looks so nice, and it definitely deserves to have its own moment. The sun deserves to shine. And then I wanted to do a couple of like storage rooms. So this first one that I'm doing here is one that is kind of like a storage room for all the cleaning products. So since this is such a big house, they would probably have some cleaning people come in, and so this would generally be the room where they would be able to store their stuff, like whatever it might be. And then I also did the entrance area, and so what I did was I did like a bit of a little fireplace, and then I wanted to do some sort of shelves above it and just put a couple of little cluttery bits up there and just kind of fill that up. And I actually really like that vase over there. It's kind of like a body vase. It's been like a thing recently. Everyone and their mother is getting that recently, and I really like how that looks, and it was kind of blue, so that was another thing that kind of added that pop of blue, because there isn't a lot of it in the house, but I definitely really like how it looks, so yeah. And then I also added that really cool like kind of line painting in a way, I guess that's what it's called, and then a little doormat there, and then I jumped back to the kitchen area or something. and because I wanted to add a little bit of greenery and change out a couple of flowers here and there and stuff like that. So that's what I did. And then I moved into the pantry. So with the pantry, I wanted to do just kind of a lot of random stuff, whatever you would normally have in a pantry. You know, you can kind of see me placing all those things. And just because I had some, I was literally having some flashbacks from my grocery store build when I was placing those drinks and cans and food in the shelves for like 12 hours straight. By the way, check out that video if you haven't already, because it's been a while since I last did it, but I mean, honestly, that video, it took a lot of patience. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go check it out, because I feel like it turned out pretty nicely. But yeah, so you could see me just adding a bunch of little bits like drinks. They were generally going on the bottom, and then just like a lot of other food. Here I'm adding some Snapples. Gotta love them. And then some more like juices, some like sauces that I feel like you would probably actually, sometimes you would have them in the fridge. By the way, comment down below if you put your sauces in the fridge or not, because I personally do, but I've seen some people don't put their sauces in the fridge. So that's kind of like a, I don't know, I don't really know. But yeah, and then I also wanted to do some water, just because in all the other shelves I was putting like milk or some sort of sugary drink. So I was like, you know what, let's put some fancy Evian water, you know, because we got money up in here in this house. So so yeah, I finished that pantry, and then I decided to move into the 2 bathrooms. And basically, you may ask why there are 2 bathrooms in pretty much like the same area, but the idea was that one of the bathrooms would be kind of connected to outside, so it would be like a pool bathroom. At least that was what it was called in the blueprint. And then the other bathroom would be sort of like one that would be for the guests. So the idea is that it's just for visiting guests, not ones that are staying over, but just ones that are just like coming by and they want to go to the bathroom. So that would be kind of for them. And then the idea is, because there is actually another bathroom for the guests that are staying over, because they have like their own bedroom, then they also kind of have their own closet room, which I'm doing right now. And then the one to the left of the closet room is their actual personal bathroom. So I really like that idea, just because I feel like as a guest, it's like amazing if you have like your own area, your own bathroom, especially if like you have like maybe like family staying over for a longer time. It's amazing that they kind of have their own space, which is really cool. And then I moved into the office area, which I was also trying to follow kind of like a reference photo, because that was another room that they actually did show in the real life photos. So the idea is that the desk was kind of away from the wall, actually facing the room, which kind of really made it look really cool. And then there was a really nice rug, and then there were these kind of like chairs facing the desk, with like a little table there and stuff like that. And then actually in the original picture, there were 2 kind of like tall bookshelves next to the glass doors that go up to the outside. But I ended up deciding to put the 2 tall shelves kind of against the accent wall behind the desk, because I don't know, I just thought that looked really pretty. And then I added that really cool fireplace there, and also a TV on the wall, just because I felt like, you know what, we gotta fill up the wall somehow, so we're gonna do that. And then I also added those 2 prints. One of them says "work for what you want," which I feel like is something that actually really fits in an office. So I was like, you know what, perfect. And then I actually added these 2 bookshelves, which have the gold accents again, just because this house kind of has golden accents here and there. So I decided to do that and add a few books and like a printer and some like storage boxes and whatnot and stuff like that. So yeah, and it definitely took some time to figure out what to put on the shelf, because I wasn't completely sure. And then I found some more clutter that I was gonna put in some other areas, so you could see me jumping to other areas here and there. And yeah, and then I just changed kind of like the wallpaper of the rest of the office, just because I wanted to like change it up a bit. And then I think I'm moving into the guest bathroom, but for a short second I decided to change the wallpaper of the master bedroom, like the accent wall of the master bedroom and the accent wall of the master bathroom, to a bit more of a toned down blue, and I really like that I changed that because I feel like it looks a lot better. But yeah, so then I'm doing a sort of like the staying guest bathroom, so the ones that are staying overnight. And they have like the ultimate bathroom. They have their own bathtub, they have their own shower, they just have everything they would honestly possibly want as a guest staying over. So, you know, they're in for a treat. And then for this bedroom, I actually wanted to make it very light, so I wanted to do kind of this still like the blues and stuff like that, but I wanted to have the other shade just be white. I didn't want to do too much black. I wanted to have it look very airy and just very welcoming and pretty. So that was the idea, and so you could see me adding the bed, the like pillows, the bedding, the rug that had the white and the blue and stuff like that, and then all white walls with like a bit of an accent wall that has like the kind of molding, whatever it's called. And then I wanted to give them their own TV, of course, as well, with additional dressers if they don't want to like use the closets that are in the other room. And also if they're guests that are staying over for longer, and maybe if they need to do some work or something like that, they also have their own little desk with like a computer on there, just in case if they need to do some work. And then I wanted to fill up the walls a tiny bit, just because, you know, again, typical me, wanted to add that in. And then for a short second again, I jumped to the kitchen for like the 100th time, just because I thought I found something that could work well for the backsplash, but that didn't work out. And then I think I finished that up, and here I am moving into the second floor finally. So the idea here was that on the second floor there would be basically kind of like a family room, kind of hangout spot and stuff like that for family and friends and stuff like that, because the one that's on the first floor is still kind of like a living room, but it's more formal. But then the one on the second floor is a bit more of like chill kind of room where I place some consoles there, they can just chill, they can play ping pong, whatever, stuff like that, just a bit more comfortable and just a bit more like toned down. And yeah, so I added that really pretty rug there just to kind of like bring the blue again, and added this kind of like storage little situation there next to the TV. And then I was looking for the couches that I was gonna do, because again, that space is very large, so I felt like I needed to do kind of quite a lot for the couches. I couldn't just place one couch because then it would look very empty. So I added those 3 couches in black, and I added those kind of like side tables, and added some lamps on there. I added the ping pong table and all of that, and I really like that idea that I did for the kind of like window that I also placed. It's the same window that I placed for the garage, and I really like how I placed that there, because you can kind of see into the first floor where you have that kind of overhang situation, and you can see the really gorgeous sort of chandelier there. And I feel like I would love to have that in my dream house. That's something I would definitely want to have. I feel like I'm almost kind of making this into my dream house. Like, if I have to say, this could definitely be something like my dream house, have to say. But yeah, and then I wanted to add a bit more greenery again, because, you know, you want to add some nature vibes in there, you want to add a little some. So yeah, I added in that, and then I was looking for some sort of flowers to put on the coffee table, so I'm kind of going back and forth with that one plant and the flowers on the coffee table and all that, just because I felt like I had already used a lot of flowers in the first floor and I didn't want to repeat stuff too much. So I did that, and yeah, and then I added this kind of like seating right there, and I absolutely love that. I added a bunch of pillows you'll be able to see in a bit, and I just feel like that's like an amazing area to just kind of like chill, and it's like this really long seat, which is like a crap ton of pillows, and I love that. And yeah, you could see just piling up the pillows, making it look real cozy, real nice. I love it. So yeah, and I was trying to bring in a little bit of blue in there. I think I literally added like one pillow that was blue, but you know what, it's, at least I tried. At least I added some blue, so we good up in here. And yeah, so then I got into the other things that were gonna be on that floor, which is basically 2 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms for those bedrooms. So those bedrooms were kind of like, what I was thinking was that the owners of the house, the couple, would have 2 kids and basically 2 daughters. And one of the daughters would be kind of like in high school, so she would maybe be like something like 16 or 17, probably like around 17, and stuff like that. But the other daughter would kind of be maybe going to like a community college or like a college that's close to home, so she wouldn't like live on her own, but she would live at home, and she would probably be almost done with college, so she would be in her like early 20s or something like that. And yeah, so that was the kind of idea. And so just a bit of a backstory so you guys kind of understand why I decorated the rooms the way I did, because the first bedroom that I'm actually decorating on the second floor is for the 20-something-year-old daughter, and you could see it kind of looks a bit more grown up, not crazy grown up. There's still some fairy lights because, you know, they look really pretty, but I just wanted to make it look a bit more kind of, I don't know, not too teenagery, I guess. So yeah, but before I did that, I wanted to do the bathrooms for both of the rooms. So the bathrooms are kind of generally the same throughout the house because I didn't want to make them look too different. Like I wanted to still look like it's part of the same house, you know? But there's a couple of differences with like the bath mats and like the few cluttery bits that are in there. And I wanted to kind of like mix it up that way. And yeah, so I added a bit more of like skincare-y things because I guess maybe this daughter would be more into skincare. She maybe wouldn't wear that much makeup. But then for the actual other daughter's stuff, I would say that she actually is a little bit more into makeup, although I didn't add makeup in the bathroom. I added it in her bedroom, which you'll be able to see later. But yeah, and then I jumped back to the first floor because I kind of had this kind of issue with the first floor, like kind of DIY shower situation, and the wall was kind of going through to the second floor and going into the bedroom, so that wasn't really working. And initially I was thinking, okay, yeah, I'm maybe gonna like place a rug over and maybe even fit a bed over it, but yeah, that didn't work. That was not happening, so I had to change it to like a different door for the shower. And then I added like a whole wall of just like fairy lights, and I just really like that. I think it looks so pretty, especially like in the nighttime if you have no other lights on. I feel like it's so pretty, so I wanted to add that. And then I added a couple of things in the other room already that I was thinking that would really fit the teenagers room a lot. And yeah, so then I was thinking, which colors am I gonna use for this room? Because I was thinking like, do I want to follow the same colors the house has? Not really, so I wanted to do a few other colors. So I did that kind of like burnt orange slash kind of brown looking color, and then I did the dark gray and a few touches of white and black. So that's the general kind of idea. And then the furniture is kind of that brown color that you could see on the desk and also on like the bedside tables and stuff like that. And it almost has like a bit more of a boho feel, but then again, not really. It's kind of hard to explain, almost like mid-century modern, but then again, not really. So yeah, I mean, you can see kind of what I'm going for here. I wanted to add like a really big mirror, kind of like leaning against the wall, and a bit of a neon sign there. And then I had like a problem with the kind of gap that there was in the room, because I feel like all of the rooms in this house, well, most of the rooms are kind of all very long looking. So I wanted to like add something there in the middle, but I didn't want to do like another kind of conversation area like I did in the master bedroom. So yeah, but I ended up actually leaving, I think, it the way that it is. Later on, you'll be able to see me add like a couch in front of the bed. But yeah, that's kind of all I really did. The room is kind of just long, and I decided to just deal with it. Yeah, so that's what I did, and then I added a bit of a plant just for extra greenery and stuff like that. So yeah, then I just wanted to add a bit more light, and here you can see me for a split second there try to figure out the middle of the room, but that did not work out. And then I moved into the kind of teenagers bedroom, and there I added like a neon sign that says little baddie or whatever, which I think is amazing. I love that neon sign. And yeah, so I also wanted to add some fairy lights, like those kind of like ones that you could see there. And the general color palette of this room is kind of like a pink, like a light pink and white and black. So again, you could see one of my favorite color combinations in this room. She's coming back. And then I wanted to do another little neon sign thing that says S. So I guess maybe this girl's name would start with an S, maybe, I don't know. But I actually ended up taking that out, I think, eventually, just because I felt like it didn't really fit. And then I had the idea to change the wall over there to like a darker color. So basically like the wall that's against the bed is like really that pretty kind of Dalmatian polka dotted type of pattern, and then the other wall that's against the desk is like a dark gray, and then the two other walls that are facing those two are white. So there's 3 different types of walls in this room, but I feel like it actually worked very well, and I'm pretty happy with that. And then, yeah, I just added a couple of more things in there, and you could see me pause for a second there because I think I got distracted by something and I forgot I was recording for a second. And then I added that couch, and yeah, so I feel like we're coming to the end of this video. We're coming to the screenshots in the end here. I'm just adding a few more cluttery bits in, and yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely make sure to like, subscribe, and click the bell down below to be notified when I upload next, and I'm gonna see you guys next time. Bye.